You know, it's funny because when I heard that Lana opened an OnlyFans account, you should understand that your man is not going to want to be with you anytime soon because of those type of activities that they do online. My thing is this: if you knew it made him uncomfortable, why did you decide to do OnlyFans in the first place? If you knew he was uncomfortable, why did you decide to do it? Since you're a grown woman and you're married, you just decided to say, you know what, F it. I'm gonna do what I wanna do. I'm a grown woman. Can't nobody tell me what to do. But you have to understand that you are married. You cannot be doing those type of things while you're married. And I knew this relationship wasn't gonna last long anyway, because you're the type of person that are into society nowadays. If a man says no, he doesn't want you to do OnlyFans because you know what OnlyFans is made for. And yet, somehow, you just disregarded his command. I mean, I don't know if that made sense of what I said, but you get the point. The thing about Lana is that her and Rusev have been together for years. So, am I really surprised at the divorce? No, because she basically cheated on him. Well, not cheated on him, but she basically just completely disrespected the marriage. I mean, like I said, if you knew that he was uncomfortable with you doing OnlyFans, you should have never done it in the first place. And that's why men are getting divorced. This is why they're no longer dating in America, because of stuff like this. And then you claim that you just wanted to make everyone happy. I had to break this to you, Lana, but not everyone is happy with you doing OnlyFans. It doesn't work like that. If you want to make that significant other happy, do something different without OnlyFans. WWE was once the home of both CJ Perry, aka Lana, and Miro, Rusev. But both stars have since departed from the promotion. In a recent interview, Perry detailed how her husband wasn't happy with her after she suggested an additional from an income. Miro and CJ initially joined debut in WWE as a heel duo, when Perry acted as a former Powerhouse's manager and introduced him to the crowd. Rusev's WWE run would eventually begin winding down while Perry broke out as a wrestler herself. The two were last involved in a poorly received feud where Perry left Miro for Bobby Lashley. That was definitely one of those worst storylines ever, because everybody is making memes of her getting blacked, because if you know what getting blacked is, if you watch porn, I think you know what I'm talking about. But ever since that storyline happened, it became a meme. So I don't know whose idea was it to have her cheat on Rusev with Bobby Lashley, and it became the biggest meme of Bobby Lashley is the most confused man on earth, while he was in this horrendous storyline with Rusev. It's like, you can tell Vince McMahon was all over the storyline, because you know Vince McMahon is a sick man. So that storyline alone was one of the absolute worst. During her recent appearance on Renee Dupree's The Sessions, CJ Perry recalled how Miro wasn't happy when she suggested starting an OnlyFans account. I mean, I think that kind of gives it all. I think that's the difference of OnlyFans. Actually, nudity is not allowed on Brand Army, so Miro didn't really feel comfortable with me doing OnlyFans, and Miro's very traditional and very like perception person. and I'm the opposite. I think what Miro did was marry you, because that was probably one of the biggest mistake ever, because number one, you didn't even respect this man's boundaries. If he told you specifically not to do OnlyFans and you went and did it anyway. So that tells me that you never loved him. Two, you never had any respect for him whatsoever. And C, you were never there for the marriage anyway. And I told y'all, anytime when your girl wants to be the opposite of what you represent in a relationship, leave her. They all think the same. OnlyFans is their scapegoat. They think that OnlyFans is the only way to bring in on incomes, $2 million, $100K a month by getting butt naked and selling your soul, selling your body on the internet. Because y'all know that OnlyFans is online prostitution. Online prostitution. So I don't understand why she must have thought that this was the only way to spice up their marriage. It won't. And it did way worse. I'm so used to being like stereotyped, like the wrestling thing. And I just kind of accepted that I cannot make everybody happy and love me. While with him, there's a part of him that cares, but I think there was just a big part of money making that we were missing out. So I'm really glad we found this compromise. Really? Lana, what did you think was gonna happen? Like, do you honestly think that OnlyFans was gonna save and spice up your marriage? It did not do that. You destroyed the marriage after he specifically told you not to do that. So basically, you just allow society to just tell you what you can and can't do. Like, you can't even respect your husband's wishes. Like, if I had a girlfriend that told me that she wants to do OnlyFans, I'm leaving her. Because I don't want her online disrespecting herself, talking to these horny simps on there, and flirting with them as well. Because now I feel like you not only destroyed the marriage, but you cheated on me. Because you doing OnlyFans while you're in a relationship and marriage is beyond disrespectful, especially if you have a caring and loving husband who was traditional and old school and specifically told you not to do that, and you went and did it. So basically, your lack of principle says it all. Seems to be going strong, especially since Miro is actively posting pictures of himself and CJ. I don't care if they're going strong or not. They're getting a divorce because of what you did. Their solo WWE run were not always well received. Fans have often praised the pairing of Miro and CJ Perry. This made it uncomfortable that the two didn't have a final run together after The Redeemer was released from WWE. During the interview with What Culture Wrestling, Miro claimed that it would make sense for his wife to eventually make her AEW debut. So this is what her husband had to say. I think me and CJ have always been money since the beginning. We've done this everywhere. I know that this always works, but in my mind, the Redeemer's mind, his wife is always there. So it's a no-brainer for my gorgeous wife to join my team eventually, Miro said. So even though that she made her debut in AEW to join her then husband, but why did she decide to do OnlyFans knowing full well that OnlyFans is destroying people's minds, ruining marriages and relationships, and destroying families, because you know what they do on there, and I've said this 100 times. Stated that she's open to return to wrestling at some point simply because she loves interacting with fans. Perhaps once the Redeemer captures another championship in AEW, his gorgeous wife could rejoin his side again. I could care less about her wrestling again. We're talking about the fact that she completely disregarded her husband's wishes of doing the OnlyFans. End of the day, I think that OnlyFans needs to just get shut down, because I feel like if you're in a relationship, try not to cross that boundaries. And her explanation is the why she created OnlyFans, because she wanted to make people happy. Her excuse was, since I'm a woman, I have a butt, I have titties, I have a mind of a 304, and it can't nobody tell me otherwise, because I am a woman. I can do whatever I want. My body's my choice. You want to know who else be saying that stuff? Feminism. Feminists be saying a bunch of nonsense. And you want to know who is not feeling it? Miro. And you want to know who is not dating in the US anymore? Men. Men that are just fed up with this crap. This is why I've always say, be careful who you marry, be careful of who you're dating, because you know exactly what's going to happen if you allow your girl to be around society that much. And this is the problem. At the end of the day, I think OnlyFans sucks. It's worse than porn. It's worse than any other social media that allows women to just go crazy and thinking that people in the world should take them seriously while they're doing that. And that's why both of them are getting a divorce. You made your bed and now you have to lie in it. You just destroyed this man. You knew that he did not want you to do it anyway, and you went and did it. You went behind his back and disrespected him. That's why I've always said, fellas, get your passports. Your life and your morals are way more important. So, link to the article will be down below. I'm gonna catch y'all.